was simply securing the rune. Take a look at the Radiant Vision here. Boogie is slightly in the fog for Qualifier, so we'll see if he looks to rotate inwards, but they don't really have the kill potential with just headshot leveled up from Matumba Man. You already see how low he is just from a Crypt Swarm. He's starting at a base range of 550, and take aim will take him eventually to 950 once he levels it up. Usually I usually level take aim first, and you see that a lot, but he'll opt for the headshot for the little bit of extra power, and actually might go max shrapnel build. So we'll see what Matumba Man chooses to do here. Nice deny here from him, and we'll take a look at the last hits denies there. So it should be fairly even mid lane for both midders. Trixie going to be harassed out here with the Grave Chill, as well as some frost arrows into his back, but he'll salve up. So some early regen used from Trixie, but now that he's got cogs, he should be fine, sitting already at level 3 to Sing Sing's level 2. So Trixie doing well, soaking some XP here. Valix also doing well in his lane, sitting at 8-1 up against the 10-4 of the Pycat Drow Ranger bottom. Invis Rune secured by Boogie here, and he'll rotate immediately up towards Sing Sing. Does look like they saw him here, but not sure if Sing Sing was paying complete attention. There's no plasma field, so they really don't have the wherewithal to kill Sing, especially with that leap here, knowing that he is level 2. Perhaps they concuss him, and actually first blood found in the river. Clockwork gonna go down. Matumba Man not gonna be there in time to kill Bulba. Sorry for missing that, guys. I thought with the Invis Rune that perhaps Sing Sing would go down here. Perhaps they would bait out the leap with a concussive shot and then telekinese him upwards, but either way, they don't have enough to kill him off. Telekinese here, concussive shot as well. Static link going out. Sing Sing gonna leap to the low ground. Very smart play, not leaping into the lane towards the tower where they could have chased him down. So good calm decision making there from Sing Sing. He'll get down to the low ground, and we'll see what Tinker can continue to do with this early game. Arrow fired out from Sing to ensure no one else was rotating in, and Quick was going to find Boogie on the backside here with a level 2 Crypt Swarm, and actually Boogie throws him on the cliff. This is huge. Courier instantly coming over. Quickfa almost knew when he was in the air that was going to happen, and so he's instantly couriering over a TP, and there's no one here to pick off the courier, unfortunately. So he will get a TP and TP back into the mid lane where Trixie is actually waiting for him. But Bulba going to rotate around and find Trixie here. And Trixie's going to have to make a quick play onto Bulba to do anything here. A shrapnel in the mid lane and a telekinese out. Trixie not going to be able to get there in time, but are the right clicks here from Matumba Man. Arrow actually goes on to Trixie, and another kill going the way of Team Tinker. Nice rotation in from Sing Sing on this Mirana. Boogie will pick up the bounty rune here, knowing that actually Mirana leap in from Sing Sing. Nice play. Was probably saving it for his sniper here, and Boogie gets teeved there by Sing Sing. So well played by him again. Arrow gonna go out in the mid, gonna hit on Matumba Man. There's a Fisher block from behind coming in, as well as a Soul Assumption, and he's gonna go down to a Crypt Swarm. 3-0 is the score for Tinker, and they're asserting their dominance here in the early game. The one thing that's going well is that Valix and Jerax getting good farm, doing a lot of pulls here, almost both of them. A level 4 on Skyrath and 5 almost on Valix's Razor. Pycat going to put some punishment into Trixie and zone him out bottom. No TP rotations available. Going for the sort of Eternal Envy build here with a couple early Wraith Bands is Pycat on this Drow Ranger. I'm a fan of the build. I really like it to think it helps Drow fight early and often, and also does help out her Precision Aura here with 4 ranged heroes for Team Tinker. Fisher Block Inc. Stop cast by Bulba. Not going to get Trixie, so well played by him. And Sing Sing going to find some farm top underneath his tower. So 3 men in mid for 4 anchors and the Sea Captain. We'll see a wraparound from Jerax. He's got a concussive shot into the Ancient Seal. but he'll wait till Qualifier walks down to the low ground or towards the rune, and he's actually popped, and there is a ward here, so Qualifier sees him immediately and actually stares him down here. Jerax perhaps thinking he's not spotted out, but Qualifier basically saying, come at me, bro, what's up? You want to bro down? What's up? And Jerax will back off shortly thereafter with Boogie here. Can an arrow be landed? Actually, it's on cooldown here. Regen going to be picked up by Jerax, and he'll get a free Arcane Bolt out onto Sing Sing, but he'll put a Starfall into him, and Shrapnel will not do too much work here for Matumbaman and his squad. So, Courier does come out, just giving a couple sips of the bottle to Matumbaman, who is crowing it back towards the base and will starve the rest of his team out. Treads Bassi up for Valix here. He's 33 and 4, has had complete free farm, so should be a little better in terms of the last hits, I think. But 46 and 9 on Pycat's Drow, who's also had free farm, and 38 for 9 up on Koikva's mid Death Prophet, who's just been crushing this sniper. I would have liked to see the safe lane sniper and the Razor mid, but that's not bad either. Maybe Matumbaman was more comfortable than Valix on the sniper. So, of course, this game is hanging in the balance, so don't want to put any player on something they're uncomfortable on just because it's a better lane matchup. So, things looking good early game for Team Tinker. EGM gonna ding 5 with this hit and put up a level in his Gravekeeper's Cloak. He's at a 1-2-1 build right now. Pycat's at his level 6 with 1200 gold to his name, 2 Wraithbands and Treads, so doing extremely well. Take a look at the net worth, and he's leading as one would expect. And Matumbaman not doing too well from the mid lane. Razor keeping up, but still shy of even Qualifier at this point. So, max Shrapnel build, little underwhelming if you ask me. Especially if you're not getting things done in terms of pushing towers, and all 3 towers for TT very healthy here. Concussive shot goes out onto Pycat, as well as a telekinesis to prevent him from killing off Jerax. Soul Assumption going to go out though and find Trixie, who tried to hook towards his teammates, and he will fall from EGM and Bulba there. Bulba sitting pretty low, almost at level 5 here, but we'll take a look at the hero levels, and he's well ahead of both supports on, well, I should say well ahead of Boogie, and definitely ahead of Jerax on the side of 4 anchors and Sea Captains. So, still doing very well is the entire early game of Team Tinker. Sing Sing has found his level 5 and Ring of Aquila. There's a 2500 net worth lead, and pretty much parity in terms of experience for Team Tinker and both teams respectively. Trixie gonna look around the jungle to find something. He doesn't have his hook up, but perhaps looking for Pycat here. If he's able to get in close into Pycat, he will definitely kill him. So no Gust skilled up so far for Pycat, maxing the Frost arrows actually. So D-ward happening in mid for Boogie and his mid laner Matumbaman, who's really underfarmed at this point. Perhaps he has something coming over on the courier, just his bottles. So Treads, bottle Aquila sitting at 3700 net worth, so he's not terribly underfarmed for this point in the game, but probably was expecting to do better versus that DP mid. Sing Sing gonna find an illusion rune here. He has no bottle, so perhaps he'll guard it for Qualifier in the mid lane. Qualifier will spam out a wave and then go to grab the rune, perhaps after this wave of last hits, but they will. No, Boogie will not rotate over to find it. Unfortunate for Boogie, he's been making a lot of plays in the off lane that they had to put one of these stand-ins on the carry here, and that would force him into a support role. Moonlight Shadow popped. Qualifier gonna find Boogie here. Perhaps they don't see each other as they walk up the hill, but Fissure into the arrow, point blank on Valix, as well as the Visage Familiar right clicks and the Starfall. Gonna take out Valix, the highest priority target from for ASC,
is under attack.
and in the meantime, Matumba Man actually cleaned up on the backside by an exorcism from Koikfa, and there is no Mystic Flare for Jerax. He'll try to TP out, but the Spirits may chunk him down, and with a Crypt Swarm, Koikfa gonna finish him off. 7-0 is the score in the early game for Team Tinker, and it's looking good for them to clinch their spot in the top 4 for the Starladder Season 10 Europe and Russia qualifiers. Telekinesis up in the mid lane. Static Link gonna go out. Plasma Field level 4. Gonna clean up Pycat here. No, they're not gonna be able to. Will he get in range? He does. Right click from Velix. Nice gust there from Pycat. TPs were a little too late from Bulba, and he didn't have enough mana for a Fisher regardless. But the tier 1 goes down in the top lane. Take a look at the fight recap. It's just Drow dying in the mid. So Volvo fix, please. But tower goes the way of Tinker, as well as 2 kills in the top lane. 1 on Matumba Man, 1 on Velix, and they lose Pycat in the mid. So 2 cores and a tower for 1 core is certainly overall a win for Tinker. And Koikfa looking to finish off this mid lane here. Nice deny here. Concussive shot, Arcane Bolt gonna go out from Jerax. They're gonna look to nice glyph, I should say. Nice deny then from Boogie, and Assassinate went out from Matumba Man. In the backlines, Boogie will get picked off by Koikfa. Static Link up on Pycat. Koikfa looking to get out. He will have a Crypt Swarm in a second. No, actually right click finishes off. Right click finishes off the Skywrath Mage of Jerax there, but Trixie with a nice hook into Battery Assault will finish off Koikfa there. So still worth it, certainly for ASC. I think double kill for Koikfa, albeit on both supports. So positives for both teams there. Definitely in the way of experience, going the way of 4ASC for Trixie. Picking up that kill. He will have his Blade Mail fairly soon, but still not so farmed on this clockwork, just under Sing Sing's offlaner. So everyone's still pretty much at parity. We'll take a look at the graph, see what they tell us. 5,000 gold lead, 2,000 experience lead, so still doing very well. Most of that in the way of Koikfa's farm here, and if he didn't feed over that last death, they would have been even further ahead. But albeit he did get a double kill, so perhaps that's not totally correct there. Nice silence. Grave Chill going out onto Trixie. He'll be able to cog just now, but he doesn't need to, and will run from the exorcism here. Zoning Plasma Field, and the Assassinate will finish off EGM from Matumba Man on the sniper. But Velix turning to have a right click there, and in danger of being brought down from the exorcism. The exorcism will expire now, and 4ASC will mech up. Hook is actually going to whiff from Trixie, so that was certainly their opening to go in there, and they won't find a pickoff on Koikfa. Boogie in the top lane with Jerax. He still hasn't hit his level 6. Has any support hit level 6 yet? Only Visage, who is level 8 on EGM here, so well ahead of 6, of course, has his familiars around. 6 just hit by Jerax here. Arrow gonna fly, Jerax gonna dodge it. They do have a telekinesis into Mystic Flare if he can get it off, but concussive shot is now disjointable, so easy leap away for Sing Sing here. Arrow gonna fly top, gonna be short of anyone, even the creeps, so unfortunate for Sing Sing there, going fishing and not getting a catch here. Boogie gonna walk around the side. He doesn't have vision of, oh, he just has vision of Sing Sing. Sing Sing just has vision of him now. Concussive shot, telekinesis, nice Ancient Seal to stop the leap, but no Mystic Flare from Jerax there, and he actually was out of mana. Arrow gonna fly, gonna be dodged, but the Soul Assumption will clean up Boogie, so unfortunate for Jerax, didn't keep track of his mana pool there. Concussive shot not necessary with the telekinesis and the Ancient Seal, so perhaps he doesn't use that and he gets a Mystic Flare off, so small misplay there. Engagement has gone bottom, and Boogie will come in and luckily get mech'd up. Plasma Field and a few right clicks will bring down Koikfa, and the Mystic Flare on Bulba as he tries to TPL will be a 2-for-0 in the bot lane for ASC, and they're starting to get on the board. Score is 10-6. Yep, 2-for-0 there. It's 1,800 gold swing, but the tower does go down top for Team Tinker there. And actually, an Assassinate from Matumba Man gonna clean up the Mirana there. Sing Sing, unfortunate for him, TPing right in front of the creep wave. and he'll give vision over to Matumba Man. Blade Mail comes out for Trixie here, and Mask of Madness is finally up on Matumba Man, but he's going to need at very least, a BKB
Radiant's
to
bottom
survive
tower is under attack.
any of these engagements. Eggs is already up for EGM, looking quite like Owie here. He only has level 1 level 1 familiar, so he's going to have to wait for this resummon after getting this Eggs in order to get 3 familiars here, but crazy stuff for him to have it that early, excuse me guys. But they're gonna look bot lane for a pick. Boogie and Jarek's denying up the tower, and they'll back off promptly thereafter and into safety. Bounty Rune picked up by Boba here. Smoke bot by Trixie coming over on the courier. He'll rocket flare and see who's in this bot lane, and he won't get the vision quite yet to see Qualifier. So good aggressive vision from both teams. Some nice forest wards will spot out Qualifier here for team 4 anchors and sea captain, and there is a little bit of aggressive warding going on here as well for Team Tinker. Rocket Flare gonna harass Tickle Piecat a bit as he farms up the ancients. He's doing really well. 1900 gold, Yasha, 3 wraith bands and power treads, so he's looking to be pretty scary pretty soon. He's gonna stack up this camp mid, the large camp. There'll be a triple stack at this point, and he'll just look to clean it up with the help of EGM to tank it with that Gravekeeper's Cloak. And as well as the familiars, and that'll be some nice farm for them. We'll look to see if Piecat goes right into a Manta or perhaps a BKB. Not much to stop BKB here. There is Hook and Static Link that go through it, but it's really damn good against the Skywrath for obvious reasons, and as well against the Razor for Plasma Field and Eye of the Storm. So we'll have some split push going on top lane as Piecat and EGM go into the Roche pit, and Boogie is nearby as well as Jarek's, but not sure if they have an awareness of this. Trixie gonna walk right by the pit, and he'll actually have to think twice to check it. His rocket goes out, but it goes out towards bot lane, and he's afraid to go in here. And he will get an Invis rune, luckily enough for him, so he won't die here to Piecat and EGM. And he was standing right outside the pit as they did Roshan there. So lucky for both teams. Lucky for Piecat, he didn't hook in because he probably would have killed her off if it was a pre-Roche dying. He does hook into Piecat now though, and he will find the Aegis for free. He still has Cogs here, and Gust is actually down for Piecat. So Mystic Flare Cog combo coming out for Trixie, and they will find Piecat. Jarek's will die to the birds as well as a Soul Assumption, and a Assassinate will go into an EGM, but Fisher will block off Velix on the backside. Qualifier, and he's telekinesed up. He's popped Exorcism. There is a Yules though up on Matumba Man, and Crypt Swarm goes in Matumba and Velix. Echo Slam will finish off Matumba in the back. Velix will get nothing on the backside, but a trip home, and Boogie gonna try and TP out in the tree line, and he should make it just fine. A good play by him, but Qualifier is chasing down Velix here, and with TPs in, gonna have to back off here. Nice Yules up by Qualifier, but Concussive Shot does go out on him. However, there is support in the mid lane, and therefore no aggression from Jarek's there. They do get Matumba early, and he's really been shut down on this sniper. Despite having 99 last hits, he's sitting at 5th overall in the net worth, even passed up by the Visage. The Visage is ahead of his own carry with a mech and Ags on EGM. Damn, that's a lot of farm. And sitting at 6 kills will help with that as well. That's got to be the most in the game. We'll take a look at the scoreboard quickly, and it certainly is. But only ups Qualifier by 1. 12-8 is the score, 19 minutes in. Qualifier does top the net worth chart. He's got his BKB now, in addition to Yules and Phase Boots. And of course, that's a 10-second BKB at this point. And it looks like Team Tinker will look to fight and take this game fairly soon. Blink is up for Piecat, so real Eternal MV style here. Blink, Wraith Bands, Yasha, and looks to be building into that BKB as well. Arrow gonna fish mid, and it did whiff. Not gonna find anyone here. We'll see if either team looks to go in. Assassinate out onto Qualifier, and Rocket Flare from the backside from Trixie. Just gonna do a little bit of harass damage, and the familiars will look to scout out near the secret shop here. They won't find anyone just quite yet, as postured up in a pretty defensive position here is for ASC, so they will still look to push into the mid lane. Exorcism up in 5 seconds, and this newly found BKB as well as a Hastoon is really going to help them out here. Arrow is going to go out, but going to fly just past Matumba Man. He's going to pop the Mask of Madness, trying to take out these familiars here, and he won't be able to do so, but they will come up soon. A Plasma Field goes out mid, a Shrapnel to give vision of these familiars, and they will clean up actually 2 of them, or 1 of them, before a resummon by EGM. So smart play by him. He only feeds away 100 gold. Assassinate disjointed by Sing Sing. Nice play with the leap there. Rocket Flare to scout out the high ground. Fisher does come in. Stolen Exorcism by Boogie here. Ancient Seal out on Koikfa, but they're going to disengage immediately. Hook in towards EGM. EGM high priority target here with a lot of net worth. Plasma Field going to go out onto him. Trixie going to die, even popping the Blade Mail. Koikfa going in deep. Echo Slam on one. Mystic Flare going to finish off Boba on the backside. Moonlight Shadow is popped. BKB is up for Koikfa. Nice familiar stuns here. Silence out on 2 from Koikfa. He's going to finish off Matumba Man with the Exorcism on the backside. Pycat gonna finish off Jarix on the Skywrath Mage, and it's a 5 for 2 in the mid lane in favor of Team Tinker, and they've got a wave pushing in top immediately. Koikfa gonna go over. He's got no Exorcism left to push this in, but with Pycat here, they're gonna drop this, and they're gonna do it quick. Buybacks up on 4 heroes. 4 for ASC, but it doesn't look like they're willing to defend this. They're going to sack a lane of racks here, but why not just buy back? They're going to go right towards your next lane. If you do not, I guess it's just too early, and there's just too much gold expenditure there, as well as the fact that they will respawn pretty quickly, so they didn't feel like they would take a second lane, and they were correct about that. So they sack 1 lane for ASC, and they live to fight another day here, so without dying back. So jump in from Boogie mid lane, gonna try to go out. Hook does land on Sing Sing here. Nice cog pushback, well played by him. Mystic Flare gonna finish him off. Nice use of that by that range by Jarix here, and a good play from Trixie there. Rather than cogging him in, knowing he'll be able to leap out, he cogs him back. So nice play by Trixie. A little consolation prize for losing the engagement mid, but they do also lose Boogie in the meantime. So still a 1 for 1, although more than the Rubik. Excuse me. Still not making up for the pitfalls in mid. So nothing much else coming out on Trixie here. He's got about 1,000 gold here. Jarix looking for his Force Staff, still 1,000 away, 950 away. Valix almost has his eggs up, has his mech, of course, and the Power Treads, and needs 650 gold for the Aghanim's. So Pycat working on his BKB is pretty damn close. He's about 1,000 gold away. And Maelstrom does come out for Trixie. A nice Ancient Seal into Pycat here, and Assassinate will finish him off from Matumba Man. So they will get a very high priority target in Pycat, 2nd overall on the net worth, but Jarix in trouble here. He's going to Ancient Seal up Koikfa, but Enchant Totem as well as a right click from Koikfa going to finish off Jarix, and he'll buy his Force Staff there. Yule's up though onto Boogie from Koikfa. Silence is a little too early, and she'll get Telekinesed up, and a steal of the Silence from Boogie won't be enough to keep him alive though. Soul Assumption going to finish him off from EGM. Rocket Flare going to scout them out. Not really going to matter. Little bit of wave pushing from Valix happening here, but he's not going to get much farm for this, as these are the buffed up creeps, mega creeps from just 1 rack so far. Aghanim's is up in 10 gold for Valix, so perhaps he looks to TP back to base and grab that up. Sing Sing and EGM pushing out the bot wave towards the racks here. We'll check out Roshan in about 1 minute and 20 seconds. We're going to find out when he spawns, so we shall see what happens with that. Team Tinker definitely primed to take it with Exorcism. We'll see if they pop that here. They do pop it. Drums is popped as well. Arrow flies. Nice Yules from Qualifier onto Matumba Man, and the arrow actually lands after the Yules. Qualifier gonna go down here pretty quick, it seems. No BKB up, Jerick's can't do much, and Matumba Man, there's a buyback from Trixie. Jerick's gonna go down, maybe. No, Qualifier goes down before him. Way to wait out that Mystic Flare there, but all the meanwhile, their tier 3 has gone down here. Qualifier gonna buy back TP to the bot lane. He'll be a while until he's back in this engagement. A Blade Mail pop by Trixie, and he'll just stall the push for now. Soul Assumption and the Familiar's not going to be able to chase him down. However, with his bottle, Fisher is slightly short. But Pycat blink in with that one right click, and he's going to pop the BKB and go for another arrow. Going to land from Sing Sing onto Boogie. Immediate buyback from Boogie, but they'll take another lane of racks here, uncontested. As Matumba Man and Trixie and Velix all down without buyback. Grave Chill out onto Jerick, Soul Assumption as well. There'll be one right click short of finishing him off. We'll finish off Boogie, and Mystic Flare will whiff here. Velix gonna get hit by an arrow as soon as he walks out of the pit, and a Soul Assumption as well as a Familiar House, and a nice Fisher from Boba, and a Crypt Swarm. Still not enough to bring him down with the mech charge there. Assassinate out onto Pycat, not going to be enough to kill him. They'll take a lane of rocks here. That's 2 for them. 50 seconds until Exorcism, but the Familiars will put some chip damage into the tier 3, and they will probably be able to bring this down as well without Trixie up to initiate. Mech going to bring everyone up. Assassinate was cancelled, it seems, onto Boba, and they will take another lane of racks here for free. So much damage done with this Precision Aura and all these ranged heroes, and that's that. GG called by Boogie, and with that, Trixie will hook in at the end and Blade Mail and not get anyone. But with that, guys, your new Fnatic squad, 4 anchors and the Sea Captain Trixie, are eliminated from Starladder Season 10. They will not make it to the LAN finals in Kiev. And that bodes well for an Alliance in a sense, because Alliance's last game is very critical for them and is no longer meaningful for ASC. However, always fun to play the role of spoiler in any sport or any competition for that matter. So for ASC may look to still take out Loda and his crew, but we'll see what happens there. This also means Team Tinker is clinched on their way to the LAN finals for Starladder Season 10. So we'll see more of Sing Sing and crew, as well as Qualifier, EGM, Pycat, of course, and Bolgba. With this Team Tinker squad, they'll be facing up against some very, very proficient and skilled opponents up in the Starladder Season 10 LAN finals here. We'll see if Liquipedia is able to update this pretty quickly, but if not, I'm going to throw up the standings anyways soon for you guys. We'll talk a little bit of playoffs for a moment here. That was the last Starladder matchup of the day, guys, so I'll throw them up right now, and we'll see here if I can just throw up. Yep. So let me just put in the new standings now for you guys real quick, and we will talk a bit about the playoffs. So once again, Team Tinker now is in, and for ASC, unfortunately for them, is out of Starladder 10. So they can still spoil Alliance's hopes here, but we'll see what they end up doing, if they throw that game or try something cheeky in terms of the draft or creative. I am Morris, please. Dota, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster, and my phone is ringing, so hopefully someone picks that up pretty soon, and hopefully that's not too loud for you guys. Yeah, so save this once again and close it up, and we'll refresh it on the stream. So here you go, guys. That's the newest bracket. Team Secret Team has now another win, I believe. No, they're 13-1. Yeah, that's fine. It's Team Tinker, who is now at 11-3, and 4 anchors at 7-7, guys. So they are eliminated. Team Tinker is going to be highlighted green. They've made it through to the finals. So we'll talk a few scenarios here now, knowing what we know. So VP, in order to make it in, needs for a couple of things to happen. VP has, let's see here, 3 games left versus Empire, Album Sheet, and Team Tinker, and they have 8 wins so far, so they need to win at least 2 of them. If they win 2 of them, they will be in over Alliance for sure. If they win 2 of them, they will finish 10-5. As you see, they're 7-5 here. They're actually 8-5 from the last win there from PR this morning. And so if they 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let me just make sure that they do have 8 wins here, guys. They beat Cloud9, they beat Fnatic, they beat Hellraisers, they beat PR, they beat X Game, they beat Cleave, and they beat VPP. So they actually do have, so this is updated, they do actually only have 7 wins and 5 losses with 3 games to go. So they need to win all 3 to guarantee their spot. Does Virtus.Pro. They definitely need to win all 3 to guarantee their spot. Now, if they win 2, there is a way that they can make it through at 9-6, I believe. Do they have the head-v-head versus Alliance or Na'Vi? Let's check that out. Actually, they lost to both of them. So VP has no choice. Their fate rests in their hands. VP needs to win all 3 of their final 3 games in order to make it through, because Alliance, the best they can finish here is 10-5. They also need Alliance to lose, so because they do not have the tiebreaker of Alliance, so they need Alliance to lose their final game and win all 3, or win all 3 and have Na'Vi lose one of their final 2 games. And one of the final 2 teams Na'Vi is facing is Secret, so pretty crazy stuff. So a couple other teams to talk about. There you have it for VP, guys. Once again, I'll reiterate, they need to win all 3 of their games no matter what, and they need help from either Na'Vi or Alliance. Na'Vi or Alliance need to lose 1 of their remaining games. Alliance is versus 4 anchors who were just eliminated, so perhaps they have a better chance than Na'Vi in that sense. Na'Vi will be facing the old Fnatic, which is replaced by MYM and Hani, as well as Secret. So Na'Vi could certainly lose 1 game here. They will have to lose 2 though for VP to make it through, because if they tie at 10-5, they have the tiebreak over VP. So VP slim chances here, guys. Gonna need Na'Vi to lose out or Alliance to lose out, as well as winning all 3 of their final games. And unfortunately, they do not face Na'Vi or Alliance in that 3-game stretch, so they cannot force them to lose, so to speak. VP does face, once again, Empire, Album Sheet, and Team Tinker. So Team Tinker could give them a win, certainly, now that Team Tinker is clinched. They are expected to beat Album Sheet, and of course are always competitive with Empire. So certainly is a possibility that VP wins all 3 games, but they're going to need some help from Alliance as well as Na'Vi. Not both of them, but either of them. So in that sense, who else is possible to make it through? PR is not, because they lose most of the head-to-heads with the teams. There is a very outside possibility that PR makes it through, but we won't talk about them because it's pretty much impossible at this point. But we will talk about Team Empire. Now, as I said, VP needs to win all 3 of their remaining games. That includes the first matchup versus Empire. So if Empire beats VP, they have the head-to-head, and the best VP can finish is 9-6. So therefore, Empire would beat out VP by beating them and winning their other game. So Empire's other game here, guys, let me check for you, is 4 anchors, who are also eliminated. So Empire has a really good shot here. Now, the one thing that they need, let's see Empire's win. They beat Na'Vi, and they lost to Alliance. So no matter what, if Alliance wins or loses, Empire will not beat them out for top 4, because the best they can finish is 9-6, which is exactly what the worst Alliance can finish, and therefore they will not make it through even if they tie Alliance. However, they did beat Na'Vi in the group stage. One of Na'Vi's only 4 losses so far was to Empire. So therefore, if Empire wins out, VP is therefore at 9-6 because they beat them, at best 9-6 because Empire would beat them, And if Na'Vi loses both of their last 2 games to Fnatic as well as Secret, then Empire will beat them out in the top 4, and we will have a Secret, Tinker, Empire, and Alliance win through to the top 4. So at this earlier this morning, I said VP has their fate entirely in their own hands with 4 games left, and that was true. Now, having lost one now with only 3 games left, they need help from Na'Vi or Alliance. And of course, Empire will not be able to make it in if Empire wins out, or if VP wins out, because VP and Empire are facing one another. So the first team to completely control their fate is Na'Vi, because they can end up at 11 wins. And if they end up at 11 wins, Empire, VP, Cloud9, and Alliance cannot get there. The max they can do is 10 wins in the form of Virtus.Pro. So Na'Vi really controls their own fate. If they win their last 2 games versus VP and Secret, they will be in no matter what. However, one of those teams is Secret, who is not only, number 1, very strong, and number 2, holding former players of Na'Vi that were kicked from the squad. So you would definitely see some motivation from Puppy and Kuroki there to eliminate Na'Vi from the top 4 here. So we have quite a few scenarios here, guys. If Secret does beat Na'Vi, the best they can finish is 10-5. At 10-5, Virtus.Pro can tie them, and so can Alliance. There can be a 3-way tie there. Now, Alliance lost to Na'Vi, so they won't beat them out. Did Virtus.Pro lose to Na'Vi? Yes, they did. So Na'Vi would win at 10-5 as well, even if all 3 of those teams were at 10-5. And that is considering that Tinker now has 11 wins after their last win there, guys. So, yeah, looking good for Na'Vi. Even if they finish 10-5, they win the tie breaks here. So they need to lose both their games in order to be completely eliminated here. So Na'Vi definitely holding their fate over everyone. So kudos to them for only losing 4 of their first 13. And now they only have to beat what is a very new squad in Fnatic, who is most of the MYM players with Hani playing in the mid. So thanks for joining me once again, guys. Those were your playoff predictions. Check out the VOD after if you want a little more. I'll just reiterate for you quickly. If Na'Vi, Team Tinker and Secret have now clinched, there is a battle for the 3rd and 4th spot. If Na'Vi wins one of their games, they will be in for sure, and there will be a competition between Alliance and VP, depending if Alliance wins and VP wins out. VP lost to Alliance, so all Alliance has to do pretty much is win their game to get in. But if Na'Vi loses, then that opens the door for Empire as well as VP, and so those scenarios will play out as I had mentioned before. So a lot of it riding on Na'Vi right now. If Alliance loses, once again, they can finish 9-6, and Empire can not make it through, and neither can VP at 9-6 either. So both Empire and VP have to beat one another and rely on the losses of Na'Vi here. So Alliance is through no matter what pretty much at this point, even if they lose. The only way that Alliance could not be through is if they lose at 9-6, VP ends up at 10-5, and Na'Vi also ends up at 10-5, which is very possible, of course. And Na'Vi did beat Alliance, so even if Na'Vi ends up at 9-6 as well, they beat out Alliance for the tiebreaker, if we're considering that Virtus.Pro makes it through at 10-5. So a lot of scenarios to play out, guys. If you're confused about any of them, just tweet me and I'll write it down, so at least you can read it over a few times rather than just listening to it. So pretty awesome games today, guys. Thank you for joining me again. PieCat just tweeting, let's go to Starladder, Team Marino, Tinkerino, Kiev in less than 3 weeks, and very, very true. Congratulations to them. They've made it through. They have clinched a spot. Thank you again for joining me, guys. This was Starladder, Europe and Russia qualifiers, day 29. I am More Rage, please, your resident Canadian Dota 2 caster. Follow me on Twitter at MRP_Dota or Twitch/MRP_Dota. Dota. Thanks again for joining me, guys. Love y'all. This is More Rage Please signing out.